So, welcome back children. In today's class, which is also a continuation of our excretory system, we will learn about excretion in other organisms. So, if we take unicellular organisms, we already know which category of organisms are called unicellular. Protozoans, the organisms that evolved in the beginning. Okay, so they don't have a complex body structure. They are made up of single cell. So, how do they excrete? So, they excrete through simple diffusion. It is a very simple process. Excretory products come outside of their body by crossing their body surface, that is all. Only the body surface is a barrier. So, they cross the body surface and they come outside. So, this process is called as simple diffusion. Now, if you take freshwater organisms or freshwater protozoans like amoeba and paramecium, they have a contractile vacuole into which all the excretory products are sent inside. It is basically a sac-like structure. So, when it is full of excretory products, these organisms, they come onto the water surface and then this vacuole bursts open, releasing all the excretory products outside. But in amoeba and paramecium, the main way of excretion is through their body surface itself, through osmosis. What is the process here called? Osmosis means across a semi-permeable membrane, excretory products travel and they get voided outside. So, there will be a semi-permeable membrane here, the cell membrane. Now, sponges, these sponges, they are just bathed with water, all the cells, they here also diffusion plays an important role. Sponges also excrete through diffusion. See, if you take all these lower level organisms, excretion happens through simple processes like diffusion, osmosis, that is all. No special structures. Like human beings, we are having kidneys, and I will tell you what are the other organs present in other kinds of organisms. But if you take these unicellular organisms called as protozoans and sponges, sponges means they belong to the phylum Porifera, right. So, these low level organisms, they use the process of simple diffusion or osmosis and no separate structure for excretion. Okay, no separate system for excretion, only simple processes like diffusion, osmosis. Now, osmosis we already know, movement of materials across a concentration gradient from low concentration to high concentration. Okay. Now, we will see how these roundworms and flatworms are excreting. So, how first of all, what is a flatworm, what is a roundworm? These worms are the ones which cause various kinds of harmful diseases, right. We get diseases like brain fever through by eating certain infected pork, the pork which is infected with flatworm, okay, and roundworm, and certain diseases like these filaria, these kind of harmful diseases they cause. So, how are these organisms excreting? They have a special kind of cells for excretion called as flame cells. See the spelling FLA here, FLAME, flame cells. Now, we will see how earthworms belong to the phylum Annelida. Okay, I forgot to tell you where these roundworms and flatworms belong, right. They belong to the phylum Nematihelminthes. Roundworms means nematodes, nematodes means Nematihelminthes, whereas flatworms means Platyhelminthes, Platy helminthes, Platyhelminthes. Okay. Now, we are talking about earthworms, right. Earthworms belong to Annelida. So, these earthworms are having excretory structures called as nephridia, Nephridia. So, nephridia perform the function of excretion in organisms like earthworms. Now let us see about the phylum Arthropoda. Arthropoda means all insects, cockroaches are included here. So how do cockroaches excrete? They have a special glands called as green glands, and also special structures called as Malpighian tubules. Malpighian tubules. Okay. So these two structures are involved in excretion in cockroaches, which belong to the phylum Arthropoda. Now coming to snails. So snails belong to which category? They belong to mollusks. Okay. Molluscs. So these molluscans means they have a shell like structure, and inside this shell there will be a soft animal. So how are they performing excretion? So just like how earthworms are having nephridia, snails are having metanephridia. So metanephridia are the excretory organs in snails. Now coming to the phylum Echinodermata. So all these phylums I am mentioning because you have to know the order of evolution, how we evolved to have a complex body and an organ for each and every system. So after these molluscans, here comes echinoderms. Echinodermata includes echinoderms. So what's an example for that? Starfish. Okay, starfish, you might be familiar with the starfish. It's in the shape of a star and its body surface is very rough. They are spine like structures. Okay, like scaly structures. So they are having a water vascular system. So that system is responsible for excretion in starfishes. Now the highly evolved organisms like mammals and birds and reptiles, they have kidneys. So we already studied about the structure, function of kidney and the functional units of kidney, nephrons, right? So what are the many tubes are present and different processes are happening in different tubes. Many things are the urine is getting concentrated and it is sent into a bladder. So this is how kidneys perform excretion. So mammals have kidneys, reptiles also, and even birds. So this is how other organisms excrete. So it all started from simple diffusion, osmosis, and then different kinds of organs. It started with flame cells and then came nephridia, and then glands like green glands, Malpighian tubules, and metanephridia, and water vascular system, finally kidneys. Okay children, tomorrow we will see how waste materials are released from plants. Okay, thank you.